Ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is Conover.
And I'm Ringru. Hello, hello, hello.
And folks, as we're counting down the days to that wonderful Christmas holiday, we're going to give you guys a couple of early presents, including this first match this week on the bridgeless map of Pegasus Bridge. Rank, who do we have duking it out?
Well, on the left-hand side in blue, we have Sesni as the 3rd Armoured Division. And on the right-hand side, we have ourselves Sombra as a 352nd Infantry Division.
Okay, so we saw what Sombra could do last week in that kind of fun game. Wasn't that with Super Jew, I want to say?
Yeah, that was with the Super Jew.
And frankly, he did pretty well against that Star of David, but how do you think he's going to match up against that 3rd Armored? I mean, 352nd is not exactly a powerhouse.
It's not a powerhouse early on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they do have good tanks and whatnot. But once you get to C phase, oh boy, you got the American armor just... Hello, it's American Armored Forces here. We're gonna knock your door down with an overwhelming amount of M4 Shermans and a few extremely heavy ones at yet as well. I mean, nice thing for Sombra is that 352nd does get access to Pack 43s, and if he wants to as well, he acts Panthers, so he has a very good counter to those American armor, especially the heavy jumbos. But, I don't know, I'd actually give the A-phase advantage over to Sesni, even though the points don't exactly reflect yet.
Oh, that's definitely true, but of course we do have a couple of early tanks over here on the American side, including that Stuart right in the middle, and I want to say it's a Scot in there too? Yep,
Yeah,
there's
there's
a
a Scot
Scot.
down south. Huh, never really hear Scot well often.
Ah, you know, Scott's kind of a rarer name these days. I don't think I know too many Scots. How about you?
Same here, I do not know many Scotch either. I think you're all in Scotland.
Yes, dang it, you beat me to the joke. You know, and I was just thinking about this too. The 352nd on this map, they used to fly, but they've been on the ground so long they lost their ability to evolve wings. You can see all their failed attempts, all those gliders on the ground. That was 352nd territory.
Oh yeah.
But we are seeing initial deployments, of course. The initial kind of matchup, you know, right, middle, and south. And part of me always kind of wish there was more easy traversal of these open fields, because otherwise you have, again, these very, very condensed engagements, but, you know, what happens.
We got the Pack 40 for Sombra down south, which is a good call, and he's going to be holding that little town corridor. And it seems like Sesni's going to do... I know, it's pretty well spread out. It doesn't seem he's going to do any major push and run area. Just getting some armoured rifles in middle, and some down south, and some up north.
Well, like we always talk about, of course, 52nd does have their Ostroop and spam, and these guys are not there to take any ground, they're just there to not lose it.
Yeah, and against armoured rifles, they're actually a pretty decent matchup, as, you know, machine guns are good, especially when the armoured rifles don't exactly have any. But the armoured rifles, they have the Zooks, yet at the same time, there's not really too much Zook against 352nd, just a few Renault tanks.
We only see one of those out actually up top. But things are kicking off in the center, and of course that command Stuart, well, you know Stewies.
Oh yeah.
They kill everything.
They do kill everything, especially at close range with 3 whole machine guns. We do have a few Panzerschrecks in here by Sombra, so he should hopefully an opportunity will arise for him where he can make that stray kablooey.
And he's bringing a Panzerjäger in to actually help with that particular fact as well. But I don't see that Panzerschreck being able to get within that 250 meters. There's just that infantry screen that's right there. Yeah. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen anytime soon. That's a very good play from Sesni, not wanting to get too cocky with the Commander M5 Stuart.
Probably a good idea. Now, Scott down below, Scott is lofting rounds downrange at that town, and this might be one of the few times that a Scott is probably the perfect choice to go after that town.
I mean, I usually would never really recommend the Scott in any division that you can get it, because Fury's a bit better, even though they do less HC damage with the cannon. You kind of want the AP value to help deal with some armor. But against 352nd, he doesn't get a lot of armor early on, especially none down south. Scott's perfect, you're right.
Of course, the Pack 40 has been revealed, and while the Americans are pushing in towards that town, that Scott realizes that maybe he left the kettle on. He's going to go back home and check it, and he'll be back. Don't worry.
That's the
armor rifle's moving nice and close, though. I'm kind of interested to see this Ostroop and really start laying into him. Never mind, not going to happen.
At close range, if the armored rifles can get into the building to engage, But no, they're just gonna run right past and expose their broadside.
You know, I had a girl who exposed her broadside at one point. It didn't last long. Not really the exhibitionist type. Um,
Was he battleship sized?
you know, I want to say something about old Ironsides, but that just would be too disrespectful towards that ship. I can't do it. We do have a couple of IG-18s moving on, and which is kind of a good idea. The 352nd does need those light artillery pieces to really kind of grab ground, and as of right now, neither side is really getting anything. Ooh, engine destroyed. The Pack 40 has the Scot right where he wants him.
Oh, that's a pretty tight shot too, looking at the field of view for the Pack 40.
Yes.
You can barely see him, and that engine being destroyed, that is unlucky.
But that might be returned, as the Stewart does engage that Panzerjäger right around the middle. No, he gets back in time. That's such a hideous tank. It really is.
Yeah, it's not the best thing the Germans produced. It's like the whole turret thing on top, or the superstructure is just so huge.
Battleshipy.
Yeah, it doesn't look. It's not sleek. It's very much like one Lego block too big.
Yeah, kind of like a turret too far.
A turret too far, exactly.
Now I had expected to see the troops up north making a push from the Germans. That's not going to happen, though. Instead, we're just going to see, well, the Panzerschreck right in the middle claim its first victim with that half-track. But I might be wrong. I think the Germans are going to lose their center pretty soon here.
Yeah. There's good use of the command story from Sesni to help Renault's important infantry engagements, and with the American mortar half-track on the field, he's just going to start going to Pound Town.
And that really is the question here, too. I mean, we're not going to see that 2 stars like we see in other divisions, but that mobility is quite devastating, especially against Osttruppen.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to do much.
Yeah, that mortar half-track is such a lovely unit. It has a 50 cal, it's mobile, the mortar's really good on top, and you got plenty of ammunition. It's everything a light artillery boy needs.
As Pack 40, he's just working the distance here. Man, 1,200 meters out, first shot, internal fragments, and half-track loses its ammunition.
Bang on the head.
Perfectly placed. Perfectly placed. That Stewart, though, continues to be an issue to the center of the German lines, so much so they bring another Panzerjäger in. Sort of. Needs to play more War Thunder. You have to close the distance. You notice, by the way, in that game, people do not engage over like 200 meters, and I get why, but it's insane.
Yeah, some maps are very close range. Very close range. At the same time, you got maps like Kursk, and then once you get to like the really top tier stuff, it's crazy how far those guns and YTGMs can just kill you.
Very true.
Yeah, but no, in like close range at like low tier, it's a goddamn brawl.
Yes, that's kind of a good thing. You don't really, I mean, except for that freaking KV-1. KV-1s early on just seemed to dominate in the early tiers.
It's such a powerful tank. And it's going to be such a powerful tank in Steel Division 2, I hope.
And yeah, that's exactly what I was going to make the comment about, too, is I'm actually kind of terrified to see what happens with the KV-1. Because I can see the Germans having a lot of issues with it.
I can imagine there being a few A-phase KV runs.
Oh, of course.
It would be, like, absolutely devastating. And there's quite a few, I mean, you got the KV-2 as well. The little big derp gun with the barn door. Flamethrower KV.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, thinking about the time of migration, yeah, the KV-1 was pretty much obsolete, and that's kind of putting that heavily in quotes. Regardless, though, it is a 50-50 split, a mere 88 tickets going on here. And actually, the Renault tank up north had an internal fire, courtesy of that 6-pounder. You got me doing it now, the 57 mil. Oh, man.
It's a 6-pounder at heart. The Americans just got to the AT gun. They got like some stencils and just scratched out the 6-pounder and put in 5, 7, M.
Well, we want to average it. It was like, okay,
Yeah.
you know what? We want to prove how smart we are. If we average 5 and 7, we get 6. That works.
I'm sure that's how it works.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's how they got. That's how the British got the name for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, you stupid Americans.
They're
Just
also
get rid of the math.
they also cost exactly £6. You know, you could go to your local grocery store back in 1940s England and get a £6 for £6.
And 5 pence, though. It was actually more £5 and 7 pence, but
Mm-hmm.
the Brits decided to round.
We
We do have
round
a
it up.
legit Sherman down to the south, by the way, taking
Oh.
out a Panzerjäger, and that definitely shifts the balance of power in the south.
Oh yeah, that Sherman is such a powerful unit in A phase. The only thing that can threaten it is the Pack 40, and the Pack 40's already been hurt a little bit by the mortar half track. All he needs down south now is like 1 or 2 extra armored rifles, and he could probably take his town.
Yes, sir. I mean, up north as well, he's bringing in another command steward. So I'm looking at this Panzerjägers in the center, trying to engage this mortar half track, and mortar half track is very much out of position.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Stewart's coming. He's
Yeah.
going to start tanking the shots. No pun intended.
I'm amazed
Wow, and
no
the Germans are
tank
just blowing. Jeez, guys.
in middle has been like killed yet. Okay, here we go. But it's been a very like bloodless middle. It's been exchanging shots. Here comes a £6 of 57mm, and it was German tanks about good.
Yeah, I mean, and really the only people who've been dying are the German infantry, but
Yeah.
now that tally is falling away.
Yeah, you're going to be hit. We're on to B phase now, and it's just when. I mean, both divisions get better in B phase, of course, but I'd say in this matchup, B phase is gonna be a bit make it or break it for 352nd.
But we do have that Ju-87 making a gun run at that Sherman. This is a very opportunistic attempt. I don't know if I'm going to see this happening. I mean, from the side, he does have a chance.
Yeah.
It's not a great chance, but he's got it.
Yeah, it's a non-veterancy run,
Wow.
but that doesn't matter.
Wow.
Damn. 2 bang.
I never do that.
I never do that too. That is extremely lucky. Well, I mean, there's no AA to be fair, but
True.
still, like 2 shots on a non-vetted Ju-87G is pretty decent.
I am surprised he didn't try to stay and compound his success. Make a gun run to the center here. Let's flip over to his sights. Yeah, he did see. He did previously see that Stewart's going nuts though. I'm gonna take out that other Renault in just a second here. Yep, that's a big boom.
Yep.
And the Field Kanona, the let's just say fuck it all 18.
That's a good name. That's a good name.
The fuck it all 18.
Fuck it all 18. Fuck
Oh,
you, fuck you, fuck you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, in the U.S., that's 18 holds a special place in our hearts. 18, 20 are allowed to do pretty much everything except drink. So.
Yeah.
Ugh. In the meantime, though, Stewart, that's. I was gonna say 6-pounder again. Still, you got me doing that damn shit. I'm waiting to see this mortar half track at 86 by a direct hit or even a near hit from that field cannon. Hasn't happened yet, but it does not to say that it won't.
No. It'd be a really good idea, Sombra to bring out some neighbor efforts. This is perfect neighbor effort time, and you get a lot of neighbor efforts at 352nd, and you can never go wrong with too many neighbor efforts, of course.
That is very true. 57 mil claims a 3rd kill.
Oh, that's such a good position.
And he's gonna get another shot off. There's a Stewart, and that's gonna be a kill in a second.
Yeah.
There we go. Jeez. And the Junker comes back in a little bit delayed here. I think he would have been able to hold on to.
Yeah. And he's coming, and he's not going. I think he lost line of sight.
Yeah, he lost line of sight pretty easily there. I think it was the Osttruppen to this. No, it wasn't the Osttruppen. Oh man, the other Osttruppen is just still sitting there too. Jeez, this is a very unfortunate happenstance here.
Yeah.
Can you see the Northern Stewart, perhaps? Probably not. Oh no, he does. Northern Stewart?
Yeah, he's going for it.
Okay, there we go.
And the Americans not going to be buying any aircraft. So this Ju-87 has free reign to blow some stuff up. Lovely kill.
Yeah, wow. He's been, what, four salvos, essentially?
Yeah. I think that's
Oh, wait, no, it's the second one.
Yeah, I think it's a different one.
And
He's
there's now
going in.
2 AA pieces over here for the Americans. The CGMCs are not to be sneezed at.
Oh no. Oh no. Too bad he doesn't have any line of sight and anything else. Oh, he does. He's going in for the Sherman as it comes out of spawn. Oh, that's devilish, but not going to get the kill.
You know, I kind of wondered why he was going... He retreated the second one. And the first one was the one that was running low on fuel. So the second one came in and literally just left right after that. Not what you might want to have happen, but, oh well.
Yeah. We are, you know, almost through the middle of B phase. And still looking pretty good for Sesni. He did take some pretty big losses here with his armor, but he's pushing middle now pretty hard. And, well, he's actually losing a bit of territory up north, but I kind of doubt Sombra's ability to really exploit the northern area, as it's on infantry division, you're slow. It takes a while to cross open ground.
Indeed it does. I think I completely agree with your idea that Nebelwerfers would have been a fantastic idea, just to shell that middle forest, that orchard. If nothing else, you stress them out enough to bring in your anti-tank troops.
Yeah, yeah. Too bad he hasn't been able to get his Panzer section any decent position to knock out the mortar half track or Sturi.
Well, he's trying again with another Junker. This is the Junker who didn't really get a chance to shoot before. And Stoessler comes on in. Does he stoke the fires of love? That's one.
One.
Oh, he's going to get forced away. The CGMC by itself is going to be enough.
Oh, yeah.
Where I see a keyboard come up. I don't see any comment.
I don't see it. I think he just deleted it immediately. Probably just a misclick.
Yeah, I was just saying, I think at the same time, though, too, this is a slightly previous patch. There is that to worry about. Now, that 204 CDM that's coming in right now, you never really tend to see this guy, but he is surprisingly good for what he is.
Is that the... Oh, God, that's the one of the actual pack cannon on top, huh?
Yep.
That is a real bloody thing. I mean, just look at it. It is an odd fella.
Yeah, he's not quite a Pinocchio, but he's not quite a svelte character either.
I know, it's like a fox or something, like a ferret. I know, it reminds me of like some small, squirrely animal. But anyway, it's a pretty decent vehicle in this matchup. At the close range, its cannon is good. And it has recon optics, which is also pretty good.
Now, one thing we failed to notice is that down south they had a couple squads of engineers coming on in, and they did push and take the town. It is also worth noting that I don't think Sesni seems to be expecting to lose any more vehicles to those strafing cannon runs. He's got anti-air on every single battle group.
Oh, damn. That's good. And those M15s alone are more than enough to stress out his Ju-87s for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was stressful enough being infantry against those things. I can only imagine how it would be to go into it as a flak blanket.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is going to get progressively harder, I'd say, for Sombra at this point, as it's going to be hard to really take and exploit territory once C-Phase hits and the third armored ball really starts to kick off and go downhill, or uphill, or somewhere along a hill. Maybe it's not even a hill.
They won't be crossing a bridge, I can tell you that much.
No. Yeah, I won't be crossing a bridge at all. It's really quite the same. The bridge is never playable on this map in any of the multiplayer variations. It's just off to the side at the bottom right, but we just can't reach it, so to speak.
Yep, it's too far away.
Yep.
Now we are going to get ourselves a 75mm up gun, as well as is that a 76 too? Yep,
76.
we have a 75 and a 76.
No, we just need a 77 and roll shit.
Well, at that point, I start singing, you know, and start saying things like the Declaration of Independence. But in any case, we do have more half-track down south. He's going to cause some issues, and it seems that... Wow.
Whoa, the Martyr down
south.
south.
Was the Martyr?
Yeah, it was a lovely snipe of the Martyr. Holy moly. Very lucky hit.
I'm going to guess that was a complaint.
I'm going to guess so too. But we can't see it because previous patch.
I was going to say it's probably not safe for work either. Here's the Nebelwerfer finally at long last shelling the town. I agree with the unit, and we've talked about that. I don't agree with the positioning of it.
The Naples?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it can only really hit south, I guess. Be better to have a bit more in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think maybe what he's doing right now, he's going to go and pack it up. Packing it up?
Packing it up. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough to stress out Sesni's infantry completely. So the pioneers are going to still meet a bit of resistance, and they can't exactly do too much against a Sherman at close range. They can stress out a bit of gabatally doon dang big grenade boom guys, but Sherman's armored vehicle. He's not going to mind that too much.
I found out, and I can't believe I didn't know this already. Did you know that actually the Gabalta was supposed to originally be an anti-tank grenade?
It, that
Was that
doesn't
a yes?
surprise me.
I was. Oh, it doesn't surprise you. Yeah, I was just stunned when I thought about that. 'Cause I was thinking about exactly like it's a high explosive weapon. I don't know.
I think I used it in the first road rule.
That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Because the tanks back then weren't exactly the thick boys as they are in the second.
Yeah.
Still, it'd be pretty scary being hit by one of those. It's such a silly but genius idea. Just get
Yes.
7 grenades and strap them all together.
That is very true. Now, we are going to have the 76 mil upgun go after the Martyr, and the 204 is going after what, half tracks, I think. I know he's going after infantry now. Okay, he's finding something more his speed.
Mm-hmm. But 76 in the middle is going to be a huge pain in the arse at the moment, as it will trade the Martyrs rather efficiently. So I'm going to guess for Sombra, he's probably going to run like a Yanked Panther or Pack 43 out eventually once he faces to try to cover the southern side. And look, here comes a Jumbo Funbo.
I have to slightly disagree because I keep thinking about putting in that Panzerschreck troop into that center forest, and if he holds that forest, well then I was saying too, that for the most part the 75 and 76ers would not be able to get anywhere close to it.
Mm-hmm.
That jumbo is just an absolute insane. It's just absurd. 20 freaking armor.
It has more armor than a King Tiger. I find that hilarious with the Steam form, the discussion about how the Jumbo had more armor than the King Tiger, and how many people are so mad about it. How can an American tank have more armor than, the greatest heavy tank that the Germans ever designed, quote unquote?
I was gonna say I could practically feel the quotes from here.
Yeah. That's what happens when you build a turret with a giant shot trap on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. A whole curvy mantlet. Not great. Not great at all. Especially when you hit it and it bounces down right into your driver.
I did not think that was a major issue, but then again, I don't really follow the.
Happened a few times with Panther tanks. Like, the early Panther tanks?
Okay.
They had, like, the gun, and then the mantlet was, like, semicircle.
Yeah.
There's a few instances of a shot hitting, like, the lower part of that semicircle, like, mantlet, and then it bounced down and then hit the top part of the armor and killed the driver. So the later model Panthers just got the bottom part of that mantlet, and Sherman goes down in the south.
Yes, he does.
And it just flattened it out, essentially, so it was less bouncy, so to speak, in engineering terms.
Well, thank God for those engineering terms. I didn't know what was going on otherwise.
Better in engineering notation.
Another shot's coming out, though. We're looking back for that town again. Can the Pioneers hold on to the town, or will they get shelled by their own troops? Let's take a look and see.
Yeah. Pioneers, as engineers, going to be a pain in the ass, too. So it's going to come down to who can throw who first, and it seems like it's going to be the Piles, because Sensei is not doing an attack move. And, oof.
Shockingly enough, I expected to be much more accidental death here.
Same. And now we got Jumbo here, and he's gonna go to town, and that Jumbo pretty much you just laugh off all the shots, unless there's a Yak Panther out.
Is there?
Oof, yeah. 2-star Yak Panther. It's a big boy.
Sexy beast. It's kind of unfortunate. This Martyr's hit him 3 times.
Not gonna do anything.
4 times. He's wasting all the good German shots. Stop firing! Stop firing!
Get out of here, Martyr. It's not a good position for you, buddy.
And we have... Okay, now we have 2 Ju-87s going after that CGMC.
Oh, God. They're gonna take, like... They're gonna share suppression there because they're so close. Oof.
And they're both flying back.
Yeah. You don't engage an M15 head on with a JU. Or with many planes, to be honest.
You know, I thought we were going to get a second Nebelwerfer in the kind of central north position over here for the Germans. And yet, instead we get a 120 mil, which is, don't get me wrong, is a fearsome artillery piece. But it feels like you're kind of cheating a little bit.
Need more Nables. You need more Nables.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think you have too many Nables, the real answer is you don't.
Yeah. It's exactly true. I mean, it's like that, like, oh, okay, Jagdpanther is creeping around. I think he's going after that Jumbo first. Misses, and the Jumbo tries to get a line of sight on him. Ooh, this is one of those moments that I don't know who could technically win this, because really, it could go either way.
Jagdpanther should be pretty safe at this range. None of the tanks can pen him.
Should be, but you know how well that shoulda, coulda, woulda is. He's taking fire from 3 different sources, too.
Oh, yeah.
And now we have a P3 in there, just to give him a little bit more.
Should be good.
There's another Nebelwerfer.
That's gonna be some good hits. This is a battle of stress at this moment.
Yep. And right now, nobody's winning.
Yeah, it's just like my college finals.
Ha! A big good luck to you, by the way,
you.
on that. Folks, send Rang your energy. He is going through a round of finals actually as we speak.
Yeah, but I gotta make some time for Steel Division, so to speak.
Oh no, not even so.
There's always time
that
for
has
Steel
to
Division.
happen. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think at long last, Stewart went down in the center part of the field. I'm sure that happened a long time ago, but I did not see it happen, so therefore it didn't exist.
Yeah, it was never yet to begin with.
No, it's like the top in Inception.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it actually... Oh, wait, tracks and wheels destroyed. Oh. So the Jagdpanther apparently just wants to play with his food. He's disabled 2 tanks, but he hasn't killed them yet.
Yeah.
And won't kill them for a while.
Come on, it's so frustrating to see Jagdpanther just miss all these shots. Yeah, there we go.
3 stars, and he was taking you 10 shots to damage 2 tanks. And they weren't moving, which was the worst part. But interestingly enough, it is still 51-49. It does not seem to matter.
That's crazy. Not a single point has been added for the past, 20 minutes or so. I also want to note it's very fitting that Sombra has 88 as his points.
Oh,
yeah,
because of the cannon caliber?
Oh, yeah. German's favorite number.
I was thinking crazy 88s before with Kill Bill, but I didn't know if we had any Tarantino fans out there in the audience. So, I don't know, just me. Now, we are going to have an M7 come in. He's going to start lofting things downrange. And we have Lafayette Pool in here as well.
All the tanks down south, but...
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand necessarily why in that decision, but I'll take it.
I mean, if he can engage the Jagdpanther from triangles, which he can, he could hit it head on and then hit it down south a little bit. Yeah, that'd be a pretty good call. Another good call is just get a P-47 Thunderbolt and just airstrike it to hell and back.
And then just rush it?
And just rush it, exactly.
I know they're Americans, but rushing is always an option.
Russian is always an option, especially once we can play as the Russians.
However, when there's 2 Jagdpanthers on the field at that point, it might be time to start wetting your pants.
Jesus Christ, that is a lot of heavy firepower. Good God. And he's got both 2-star ones, which is the more card and efficient one. So he really likes his Jagdpanthers.
Oh, can you blame him? I mean, these things are absolute monsters.
Yeah, but the points and the time, it can still go anyone's way, and it seems like it's all going to be decided on this southern flank.
Part of me kind of wonders if we're going to see those aircraft ever come back again, or if you're just trying to use the aircraft to consistently come in to waste all the rounds for the anti-aircraft guns, and then maybe you can come back in and kill them one more time.
Yeah, that's the plan. Oh, the Jagdpanther down south, he is in a lovely position.
Oh, yes he is. Driver wounded already, so that should be a kill. And with a 3rd star coming on in, there we go.
There we go.
Yep,
every Jagdpanther got their, the complimentary Panzer III. You buy 1 Jagdpanther, get a Panzer III for free.
Well, yeah, I mean, no one else is going to buy a P3 otherwise.
Exactly. Especially a non-vetted command run.
And not at these prices. In this market, it's a completely different story.
Oh, no.
Now, I am interested to see who's the Yacht Panther going after next. I think he's trying to go for maybe Lafayette? No. No, he's trying to get eyes on that Jumbo. I don't think it's going to happen. That's a half track instead. Yeah, you're brave. To the north, neither player has moved in the north for the past like 15 minutes. I feel like there is
Yeah.
a 105 Sherman coming on
Oof.
in, but I think it's a big I think a big opportunity's been wasted.
Yeah, I mean, both sides has been very much tunnel visioned down south and in the middle of the map, when both sides probably could have made a, especially for, actually both really, could have made a very good concerted push if it just spent some resources up north and just tried to push the enemy side. More so, I'd say 352nd or Sombra, as he has much more units up here, as Sensi's only holding it with a 57mm and a M15 at the moment till the 105 comes in.
That is true. Actually, there was a 35 Renault tank in the middle. I keep waiting for it to start engaging the anti-air. It seems like, oh no, it's just the 120 mil that's doing issues. Yep. And Mobile Wagon coming on in. Anything important from the Americans? Oh, geez, some sweet, sweet music is coming in.
Oh, look, Calliope. That's a good call. I mean, if you can't kill the tanks, you might as well just stress them out.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's very much, I think, a lot of players, but and especially something I had an issue with early on. If you can't beat them, at least make them really irritated.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That's a strategy. If you can't push them, just keep artillery in them and make them very, very annoyed about having to keep falling back units.
Now we are going to have the double Ju-87 coming into the north, but of course they're not going to get anything done because there's still another anti-air up there.
Yep, and they're so close together, they're both going to take same suppressive damage, and...
They're going to be able to get to step in the attack run. One does, for half a second, and that's a screw it. That's not happening automatically, but I'm not seeing a selection happening here. What's going on with that?
Selection where?
Oh, I'm not seeing the, we're ordering you guys out thing. The fallback arrow.
Oh, okay. I think that's just...
Maybe just a graphical bug or something.
Yeah.
Well, Lafayette Pool is engaging at Pack 40, and frankly, he's doing a hell of a job with it.
Oh, yeah. Eating it up for breakfast, jeez.
But hey.
Jagdpanther making... I was going to move a little bit down south. I'd be a bit too ballsy in that area. But seems like both sides are pretty content in the southern area. And honestly, that makes perfect sense. As the Jagdpanthers are going to have a hard time moving up if Sensi doesn't expose his tanks. As in close range, knife fight, and we have to like go around a hedgerow, Jagdpanthers don't do great. And Sesni's not going to move up because there's two Jagdpanthers he has to run barrel head on into, so... Oh, Panther 3 goes now, no.
I would like... Okay, 17 pounder, yeah. 76 mil. God damn it, Ryan. I really would like to see the Jagdpanther... There we go. Finally getting deployed a little bit further to the north to start cutting down on some of these angles here.
Oh, yeah.
Frankly, had he been able to move from about 400 meters north and then come down to the west there, I would say the American tanks would have had no prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely no prayer.
You know what would be really good down south?
A burger place?
Yes, a burger place would be very good. Preferably like a Burger King, I guess.
Okay.
Or Wendy's would do pretty good as well.
I actually just had Wendy's tonight.
Oh, what do you get? You like a Baconator? Do you
like a 4 for 4 kind of thing, you know? I'm just trying to be, price efficient. So.
Oh, okay,
you know.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
God,
but regardless, I think another 76 mils. Yeah, I think it's another 76 mil coming on in. I wouldn't be surprised if that's all we see from here on out is the heavy anti-tank guns. And the Germans have retaken the fort in the center part of the map. Will we get 52%? If they do, it's going to be very slow.
It's going to be very slow. But what would be very good for Sombra down south is more neighbor earthers. Because if you could just neighbor earth the American forces completely, and you can just move the Jagdpanthers up. Pretty much both sides seem to be utilizing more artillery down south to really make a breakthrough.
Actually, what I would have liked to have seen is to deploy the Stug more aggressively to punch through this area. He's in the north, by the way. So the Stug 3G. To punch through more aggressively and start taking this ground. Because you pierce through, there's such huge gaps in the lines right now.
Mm-hmm.
Really feel like opportunities are being missed here. And of course, while we do have God vision, one would tend to think that after the concentrations you've seen of enemy
Yeah.
forces, you might feel a little bit more frisky.
Yeah, but it's true. I mean, it's a problem that a lot of players have, including myself, is you just get tunneled vision into one area. Or seeing TP-38s come in. Will it be enough to stress out a Jagdpanther? Or actually anti-aircraft piece?
No, because the movable wagons there, and there's another one coming in as well. I think it's another... There we go, and a Falcon comes in. That's one already. Wow.
And that's going to get you right on his ass for a second.
Jeez.
Oh, Lord. That was perfect timing. Jeez. And look, just both sides exchanging rocket artillery at the same time. And neither... Wait, this is just bit chaotic.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly. Flames erupt on both sides. That Flak 88 that comes on in, he is there, but doesn't really get any shots in. Instead, he just gets attacked by the devil music of the Calliope. This is another naval prep coming in. I don't think so. I don't think so. I might be wrong, but I don't think so.
It's just an FK-18.
And I never really appreciated also how quick that Calliope can just fire again.
Yeah. It has like 60 whole rockets, so you got like 60 rockets before you have to reload, Joe. It takes a long time to reload 60 whole rockets.
Yes, but the fact that he can go and just shoot, and shoot.
It's lovely.
Oh, man.
It's lovely.
Yes, it is.
And then, when you run out of ammo, you can use it as a frontline battle tank. It's great.
That was one thing actually about Company of Heroes I never really appreciated is the Calliope itself always seemed undergunned somehow, and I'm sure it had the same stat lines, but it never performed as well.
There are probably like some hidden stat to make it slightly worse.
Like freaking stabilizers.
Yeah. Or just to make it like, oh, we're gonna give it like slightly less AP because we're gonna make it a bit more balanced, you know.
Balance is for wimps.
Yeah.
I say as I watch the Germans get manhandled consistently. I'm sorry?
And for tightrope walkers.
Yes, for tightrope walkers and for wimps. You're right.
Yeah.
I can't... There's gotta be... Okay, yeah, we have another naval force. No... What the deuce? No. Never mind, it's another FU-18. I'm a bit disappointed by the lack of artillery here from the 352nd. Don't get me wrong. What they have had works pretty darn well, but missing some opportunities here.
Just more neighbor efforts. Just more neighbor efforts. Just more. Need more.
Carpet bomb something. Carpet bomb something.
Yeah.
But in any case, looks like supply truck moving down to the south pretty quickly, and part of me wants to go to ×2 speed, but I know the second that we do that, this is big American concentration of armor.
Gonna happen, and then we're all just gonna miss everything. And people are like, oh, you shouldn't have gone to ×2 speed. I couldn't keep up.
Well, there's a platoon and a half of tanks now forming up to the south. A couple of 76s. We have Lafayette, and then we have just that freaking Jumbo. I mean, don't call him Jumbo to his face. He's very sensitive about his weight.
Oh, yeah.
But he is down there. He is large and in charge.
Oh, yes, he is. Problem with all these tanks down south and no way to really effectively suppress Sombra's Jagdpanthers, there's no reason he should be buying more down south. He should be spending resources in middle and up north and just trying to make a breakthrough, yeah.
Well, and one thing I'm happy to say is he has less tanks to worry about now.
Oh, Jesus Christ, those Jagdpanthers. Cut him in half.
Oh, yeah. Was one of those the Jumbo? I turned away for like 3 seconds.
One of them was the Jumbo and the
yes,
one was 76
wow.
at the same time. That was bloody deadly.
This is so weird to see the third armor getting held up like this.
Yeah, these Jagdpanthers are just a bit too heavy for his liking, and in perfect position too. As in an open field, there's nowhere to get flanked and nowhere to get close enough to penetrate. Those 13 AP 76 mils are essentially useless.
By the way, I was wrong. It wasn't an FU-18. It's an SK-AT. So just as a quick reminder, this is the one that's got 4 kilometers of range, and if you open up the unit card, that's an absolutely obnoxiously long barrel.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's compensating for something. I mean...
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, Calliope goes down. Man, alive. I need to see how many kills these Jagdpanthers have.
I think they've gotten quite a bit, jeez. And Sombra's managed to get a few more points, so, I mean, he's not technically winning, but he's also technically winning at the same
Yeah,
time.
I was gonna say 352nd against third, and he's, I say, fighting him to a standstill. That's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, that's exactly a real play through 30 seconds. You're not going to be making any great, amazing breakthroughs. You're very slow. But on a defense like this, with, you know, right units, you can be an absolute pain in the ass to break through. And it's got all the artillery firing now, so the Americans are just completely stressed out. And Sesni, you know, still deploying stuff down south, and this is really quite a big mistake, I'd say, from Sesni's point of view. He really should be, you know, putting more pressure up north in the middle. He's got mobile units. It's a very mobile division with all the armored rifles and stuff. Try to push somewhere where you can make a mobile breakthrough instead of Maginot Line.
Yep. And there goes Lafayette. Lafayette, of course, is just yeah.
And that was so. Jeez, these Yak Panthers. Don't charge Shermans into Yak Panthers. No. It's such a bad idea.
This might be one of the few times I've seen a Jagd Panther be so devastating.
Same.
I've not seen them do anything close to this consistently.
Yeah, I don't even use Yak Panthers for my 352nd deck. I never do anything good with him.
Yeah.
They always just die because they get side-shotted or stuff. Usually side-shotted. But here they're just, this is like perfect Yak Panther territory.
And unfortunately, we're coming up right now to the end of the game, and I feel like, again, had there been 5 more minutes, the Germans would have had a breakthrough in the south.
Mm-hmm.
And not because they actually aggressed, but the Americans, it was constant attrition down there.
Yeah, geez, look at the KD. And I think a lot of that was towards the end.
I mean, early on, it was not pretty for the Germans.
Yeah, it was all at the end. It was like at least 700, 800 points.
Holy
at the end.
moly. Yeah, really, as soon as those lightnings went down, everything went to shit down there.
That's like
Germans lose, what, 4 units in the last, what, 7, 8 minutes of the game?
Yeah. Like,
Third.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. And Americans lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tanks in the last 5 minutes or so.
Well, 6. One Jagd Panther gets a jumbo, a Calliope, a 76, a half-track, and pool. And the other one has a much less impressive kill ratio, only 2 76s, a 75 and a half-track.
Yeah, man's pay himself off, point rise, right? That's
yes.
Good for the Jagd Panthers. It's not something that happens too often with him. But, yeah, Sombra set up the defensive line, and he held. I mean, technically it's a draw, point rise, but
I don't know. Look at the team card. It says total defeat for Sesni, and I can't help but feel that's true.
Draw for Sombra.
But man,
I know it's kind of weird.
Moral victory for Sombra because man, that's a matchup that's heavily against him.
Mm-hmm. 352nd is not exactly a great division. Third Armored isn't the best either. It's not
anymore.
Top tier,
used to be much better, but
with Third Armored you have more opportunities to attack and break through because you're mobile. Tank divisions have a huge advantage, I say, over the majority of regular divisions.
Agreed. Completely agreed. I will say, I'm kind of fascinated. I'm looking forward to Thursday. I think Thursday we have a 3v3, don't we?
Yeah, it's going to be chaotic.
It will. So, guys, come back on Thursday to watch us miss things that are happening in the match. But until then, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Ringru. Take it easy.